My name is Lauren Shane, and I am currently looking for my first teaching position. I graduated from Grand Valley State University in December with a degree in secondary education with an emphasis in math and a minor in biology. This past semester, I was a permanent substitute teacher at Zeeland Public Schools and worked primarily at Cityside Middle School and Zeeland West High School. I have always wanted to be a teacher since I was young. I grew up watching my mom be an educator at Okemos Public Schools. I have watched her put in countless of hours into teaching and have seen all the kindergartners' lives that she's changed. I have a true passion for building relationships and believe that is where teaching starts. I plan on building a classroom that is safe, loving, and a place where mistakes are valued. I believe that you learn math through your mistakes. And I think that math teaches students to be critical thinkers and problem solvers. Crestwood Middle School is a place where there are a variety of learners and many students who come from different backgrounds. I went to Okemos Public Schools, which is a very diverse school because it is right near Michigan State University. I had friends who came from different cultures and spoke many different languages. I enjoyed being surrounded by people who were different from me, and I thought everyone had that experience until college. I am excited about this opportunity at Crestwood because I think it is important to surround yourself with people who are different from you. Last summer, I worked at the Kentwood Parks and Recreation, and we partnered with the Kentwood Public Schools. We implemented a lot of different activities through the ARCH program. I had the privilege to be at Crestwood multiple different times because I implemented STEM activities. I remember some of the students were speaking Swahili, and they even taught me some. I loved learning their language and about their African culture. Some personal characteristics that I have are that I am determined, energetic, and empathetic. For example, during my first few weeks, I had a student open up to me about anxiety in my teacher assisting. I was able to help that student succeed academically and also help her cope with anxiety. At the beginning of each day, on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd have her rate where she was at. That really gave me an insight as to how much help she needed that day or how often I needed to check in with her. I am very passionate about team teaching and working with students with special needs. As a permanent substitute teacher, I had the privilege of being a parapro in the cognitive impairment room and took the initiative to volunteer at the inclusion dance. I also was able to team teach with a special education teacher during my teacher assisting at Zeeland. I like to connect with my students personally, but I have to remember that I am their teacher, not their friend or their parent. I am a go getter, and I started grad school this summer at Michigan State University for curriculum and instruction. I also believe as a professional, you have to be on time, and I will do whatever it takes to help my students succeed. My favorite type of math to teach is algebra. I love how there are so many different ways to solve a problem and how detailed it is. I'm a very detailed and organized person. I honestly think it's so fascinating and interesting how one small thing, such as forgetting to add a negative sign or subtracting or adding a wrong number, can cause the whole problem to be wrong. For middle school math, I enjoy teaching proportions, angle measures, and different types of angles. In my teacher assisting, I had the privilege to teach students how to determine if an angle is obtuse, right, or acute. I used the Big Ideas curriculum and related how the hands on a clock show that some of the angles are right, obtuse, and acute. Also, during my student teaching at CA Frost Environmental School, this was the first time that students had ever seen quadratic functions due to COVID. And so I related how the parabola shape of a quadratic function is like an arc. So when you shoot a basketball. I believe that my outgoing, energetic, and bubbly personality will help middle school students succeed at Crestwood. Thank you for taking the time for watching my video, and thank you for giving me this opportunity.